Hey, Queen of San Joaquin here, and today I'm going to be replacing an alternator on this 2002 Ford Ranger. Just kidding, I already did it. But now I'm going to show you how. Alright, it's a 2002 Ford Ranger pickup in all its glory. Alternator's not charging the battery anymore, so we're going to have to take it out. Yeah, so first and foremost, always disconnect your negative battery cable. You're gonna do this just in case, for some freakish reason, this belt or the engine decides to start and this belt, you know, rips your hand off or something. And also this hot wire here, if you try to take that off with the battery connected, it's going to start sparking and arcing all over the place. Alright, so tools I'm going to be using are this 3/8 drive ratchet. I have a 6-inch extension and a 10-inch extension. I have a deep socket 1/2 inch. That will be for this guy right here. And I'm going to be using, whoops, okay, what is this, a 10 shallow 3/8 drive 10 for my hot wire there. And I'm going to use a 13 shallow 3/8 drive for these guys down here because the 1/2 inch is just a little bit too tight on them. Alright, so take your air filter out so you can get your air intake hose out. You're going to pull this clip off, which I already did, so you just press it and remove it. It was a little bit difficult, but you can get it with some channel lock pliers. Pull this hose off. Now, loosen this, but you can just take this bracket off. Loosen this up here, flathead screwdriver, pull the whole thing out. Alright, we got our air intake hose out. I took this stud, oops, I guess I can just pull that off. I'm gonna pull that little bracket off. Okay, so I took this stud out, looks like this. Pulled the hose out of here. I took the PC, or the other hose. It's not, that is PCV. Okay, well whatever, I took that hose off. Now I'm gonna take these clips and the hot wire off the alternator. I'm using my longer extension to get in there to get the hot wire, just because I don't want my hand down in there and smashing stuff. Okay, so these clips are a little weird. For this one up top, you have to pry this piece back, so I've got it in there, ended up taking a flathead screwdriver and just going like that and kind of prying it up and then pulling the connector out. So you stick your screwdriver right in there and kind of pry it, but try not to break it. This one was extremely difficult because you had to do the same thing right in there. So I took one of these little doohickeys. It's a, I don't know what they call, like a jeweler's screwdriver. It's a real tiny little thing. And I stuck it in here and pried up just a little bit while I pulled the clip out, which was kind of difficult. So keep in mind, just don't pry on it too much because it'll break. And you don't want that. Alright, so got my wiring harness off of there. Alright, with that out of the way, I just leave it up there. Alright, next step, we are going to put some pressure on this tensioner here. Counterclockwise, I believe. Yeah, to get it to We're going to put some pressure on this to get it to loosen so we can take this belt off before we take these two bolts out. Alright, so to loosen this tensioner, you're going to stick a 3/8 ratchet down, I don't know if you can see this, down into the bottom there, the bottom part of the tensioner. And I did not have a long enough ratchet, so I got this nice rusty metal pipe that happened to fit perfectly onto my ratchet handle. So, and why am I using this, you ask? Well, that's because that's what I had. So screw you if you don't like it. I know it's ghetto, but anyway, so you're gonna rotate it counterclockwise, and that's gonna release. Can you see? You're gonna release the tension off of the belt, so you can just slip the belt right off, and then slowly release the tensioner back, and we'll just let that chill right there. Okay, so I just want to make a note here that these two bolts were a super bitch to get off or to loosen. Man, I put so much of this, my liquid wrench and some WD-40 on there trying to get them to loosen up, man. I mean, I think somebody put Loctite. Plus, warning, this pipe and this hose are totally in the way of anything you try to get in there. I finally had to upgrade to my half-inch drive, and I used, what is this, a 5-inch extension, 5-6-inch extension, whatever, with the 13, with this to break this bolt, because that is all that freaking would fit in there. Then this one was so tight. Anyway, I ended up putting this little setup on here with a real small 1-inch or 2-inch extension and the 13. It still wouldn't come off, you bastards. So I ended up having to grab, like I said, this is the only thing that's going to fit in there and give you enough clearance, and there's just no leverage, so I ended up getting my old friend another rusty pipe and made myself kind of a makeshift breaker bar type of deal because I'm super ghetto and whatever. I got it loosened, so let's take them off finally, for Christ's sake. I think somebody put Loctite on there, which I really do not appreciate. I also do not appreciate whoever engineered this stupid thing to be in the way. And I also managed to bust my freaking knuckle. You see that? Working on cars is so fun. Fun. It's not the right word. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, this rear bolt. This is like the only way to get it in there. You go any longer on the extension and this stupid pipe is in the way. See that? Just straight up corrosion. I'm gonna have to put some oil or somewhere. I think I ran out of liquid wrench. Anyway, it's just corroded. It's been in there for a while. Yeah, bolt from hell. Okay, now this is how I did the other bolt. I put a longer extension, because again, this pipe is just stupid and in the way, so you have to go around it, you can't go under it, it's fucked. Alright, and now that the devil's bolts are out and soaking in a little bit of penetrating oil there, the alternator just comes right out. Just slides right out. And there you have it, folks. I'm also gonna dab a little penetrating oil in these holes and the threads there. Just to make it a little bit easier to put these back. Alright, let's go get the new alternator. Now we're on our way to the local automotive store to pick up a new alternator for the truck, my uncle's truck, and make sure you bring your old alternator because there will be a core charge. And if you don't bring the old alternator in, they're gonna charge you. And from what I was looking at, it runs up to be about, the highest one was $25, $18 to $25 for a core on this anyway. Yeah, and anyway, so you turn in your core and you get your new alternator, and make sure that they're the same, because if they're not, those guys like to keep the core charges hostage. So you can't just be waltzing back in there and get your core back. It's not that easy. Anyway, back to my music. Fucking kidding me? I just stopped by the slowest train of all fucking time here. Come on, guys, get the hell out of my way. Like, really? Hashtag slowest train ever. Actually, it was stopped, so at least it's going now. Ooh, there's the end. Alright, here we are. Got the old alternator there in the bag. Oh my god. Gotta go in there and get our alternator. I've got a new alternator here. So let's go. I'm gonna make sure it's the same before they steal it from me. And take my core. Looks about right. I think we're good. Gonna make sure all the connectors are the same size. Looks good. Okay. Alright. Can you explain to my viewers what a core charge is?
It's basically a recycling fee.
A recycling fee?
Yeah. Well, at least that's the way I understand it. So the people bring back the part that needs to be recycled. Mm-hmm. So they add the core fee. Oh. Because that ensures that people will bring back the old part.
Ah, I see. It's like a little insurance policy.
Yeah.
You hear that? Thanks, Oliver. Okay. That's done. Alright. Well, we just gotta put it in. Alright. Now we've got our new, well, remanufactured sexy alternator in there. And so I want to point something out. I've put the bolts back in. Always put all of the bolts for your mount in first. Thread them in. Then tighten them down. Because if you just put one in there, tighten it down, yeah, then these might be off a little, and then you have to untighten it, and it's pretty stupid. Alright, now since we didn't move the tensioner, we're just going to go ahead and pull it back. Can you see this? Good enough. Maybe. There, okay, since we didn't move it, we're just gonna awkwardly do this. Pull back on the tensioner. Make sure the belt's lined up. Is it not lined up somewhere? That sucker, it was so easy to take off. I can't see. Damn it. back on. All the way back here. There we go. There. Again, double check that's lined up. Alright, get that belt back on there. And we're gonna reattach all our connectors, and we're gonna put our hot wire back on. Fucker! Be right back. Okay, now we got our hot wire back on. Got all our wire connectors here set up. We're gonna put our hose back. Alright, so Miss Fancy Pants made a mistake. Should watch my own video. Well, I haven't watched any of this stuff yet. Okay, so take that out, stupid. I'm talking to myself here, not you guys. So you take this out, take this back out because this bracket's gotta go on there. And I'm just in a hurry to get this done because I'm tired. And so anyway, so we're gonna take this out again. Alright, so we've got both these brackets. There's a bracket here, and then there's a bracket that's connected to this wiring harness. Now you can tighten the top bolt. Don't forget your clip for your MAF sensor, and reattach your negative battery cable. Ooh, started right up. Sounds good. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's charging. I'm gonna test the voltage though, just to make sure. Alright. There we go. 14.42. That's the magic number. That's what we want. It was at 12.2 and lowering. And now it is holding steady. And as always, make sure you've got all your tools and everything out of under the hood. And double check all your work, and you should be good. Bye-bye, Ranger. Queen of San Joaquin signing out. Like and subscribe, or be a free spirit and go work on a 2002 Ford Ranger.